Right, in this video I just wanted to show something really cool that I found. I know there's a lot of emulators out there and front ends and stuff out there, but this one is different. And the reason why it's different is because it's the first sort of emulator slash front end that, for me, can really be considered as plug and play. And with all these sort of SNES minis coming out now and PlayStation Classics, and I mean I'm the same. I mean I've got an arcade cabinet with everything on it, but I end up tending to play more games on the SNES Mini because it's just more practical. It's just plugged into my TV setup. I just turn it on and off I go. And it just seems to be more practical and it just works. And now I've actually found this PC version. To be honest, it's going to make my SNES Mini redundant because it's got everything on this. It's got Nintendo, it's got arcades, it's got a wider selection of games on it. But it's just the fact that how easy it is to set up. In fact, there is no setup. You just download it and it works like this. It's CoinOPs, Forgotten Worlds CoinOPs. It's the sort of emulator that you use on the Xbox. If you've got a modded Xbox, it uses CoinOPs. But they've gone together with, I think it's Retro FE, and they've made a PC version of it. And this is what you're seeing now. So it runs on a PC. And it just looks beautiful. I mean, I were a big sort of fan of Hyperspin because of how it looked, but the setup it took to get Hyperspin running is ridiculous. And that's why I can appreciate this, because I spent weeks and months trying to get emulators to work on that thing. And then you've got to configure it, and it's just such a pain in the arse, even the controls and everything. And then you've got to go and find the artwork and the videos for the intros and stuff like that. It's just such a lot of work, and this is it. You can download this file. It's like 46 gigabytes, but not only has it got all the artwork, it's got all the videos, it's got all the emulators, and it's got all the ROMs. You ain't even got to look for ROM packs. It's got everything. So we'll just flick through. I'll just show you. You've got arcade. All the ROMs are there. Like I said, now I'm just using it. Everything's configured as well for a 360 pad or an Xbox One pad. So when you download it, you'll be presented with this, and straight away all buttons are mapped to Xbox pad, no matter what system you use. So you've got Super Nintendo, we've got Mega Drive, we've got N64, we've got PC Engine, we've got Nintendo, we've got Amiga, we've got 32X, Atari 2800, 5200, 7800, Master System, Intellivision, ColecoVision, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, Game Gear. I mean, that's a lot to start off with, and the presentation is beautiful. I love it. I mean, when you go into the arcade games, each game's got its own little background picture. It really is. I mean, I'd say I prefer this to actually Hyperspin. And like I said, I know you've got ones out there like Launchbox. A lot of people are big into Launchbox, but again, you've got to pay for a premium license if you want the big box and get all the little fancy graphics like that. So you've got to pay for that. This is just free. Like I said, you go on, you download the file. Like I said, it's 46 gigabytes, and you get everything. You get everything here, including all the games. I mean, and again, I'll go into this in a bit more detail later on, but there's option files in there. And now normally to change stuff around, you've got to go into config files, and you've got to know what you're doing. They've even sorted that out for you. Every sort of option on this is a batch file. So if you want scan lines, you click on the batch file, it'll put scan lines on. If you don't want scan lines, you click on the no scan lines batch file, and it'll remove them. All the options have been just made so simple. It's literally anybody can do this. You don't need any experience with emulators or coding or anything. It literally is plug and play, and it's just done and looks lovely. I mean, again, unless you've actually tried to set up emulators and front ends, you won't appreciate how easy this is. I mean, there's no need for a SNES Mini. There's no need for a PlayStation Classic. I mean, there's no PlayStation on this, but this is version 2. Version 3 is coming out soon, and the amount of stuff that's on what they're adding to version 3 is ridiculous. I think PlayStation's added, PS2's added, Dreamcast added, I'm not even sure if Wii and GameCube and stuff. It's ridiculous. I mean, you're only limited to what your PC can run, I suppose. If you've got a low-end PC, some of them emulators might struggle, but it's just brilliant. It really is. I just cannot stress to you how easy it is. No one can struggle. And I'll just click on Bombjack here. Another thing they've done is this sort of the features on there. So as you can see now, it's got like a bezel on it. You can choose whether you have it just a normal rectangle screen, or you can see it's curved. They've curved the screen to make it look like a monitor. Again, you can go into the options and you can turn the curves off. But I like that. You can also see that we've got scan lines on here. Again, you can turn scan lines off, and there's different types of scan lines. And the other thing they've got is a filter, which is a glass filter over the top. And if you can look on the black, I think I'll have to put a credit in. If you look there on the black, you can see all the marks on the screen. So that's actually like scuffed up glass, which again is just taking the detail to another level. And I'm running this now on a 4K TV, and with the scan lines, it looks really good. See there that some of the text is cutting off, but again, that's because they've gone for that sort of curved monitor effect. I mean, on my arcade cab, when I have it sort of full screen, a little bit of my text is missing on the tops because you're trying to stretch it out to fit the screen, so it's quite authentic. But again, you don't have to have them marks on there. I mean, you can turn the glass filter off. But again, I just think it sort of adds to it. Again, you've got the select button's a credit button, start button, start, and you can use the analog sticks or the D-pad, and it's just configured. You don't have to do anything. So if you're one of these people that thought, I can't be bothered with that emulation, I've got to download all the emulators, I've got to get the emulators to run, I've then got to configure the controls, I've got to get the artwork to make it look nice. No, this is it. One file. It's got everything. It's even making me rethink whether I actually need an arcade cab anymore, and whether or not I could just go full in on this and just even make one of my own, get one of them flat pack control panels off of eBay and build a control panel just to plug into my PC and just have everything running off of this. Because I mean, I think it's all open source as well, so the more the community get behind it and get on board with it, they're just going to keep adding to it. I mean, like I said, in version 3, the stuff that's going to be on there, it's going to be even bigger than what it is now. I'll go into some consoles. When you go into Super Nintendo, they've got like a default background of the American Super Nintendo, but some games do have their own sort of artwork in the back. But again, these are all things that once the community get on board and start updating them, it'll just get better and better. But like I said, I'm just amazed. I'm amazed at how it works. It's just absolutely blown me away. Because it's the first sort of emulator / front end that really can be classed as plug and play. PC Engine. And again, I'm not sure if the full ROM sets, but they look like they are. It looks like all the games are there. I mean, that in itself is a massive thing, because normally with emulators, and you have to download the emulator, you have to download, they don't come with the ROMs. But this comes with everything. It's got everything. You download it, unzip it, double click on the CoinOPs launcher, and you'll get this. All the games, all configured. I don't know, you can't want it any easier than that. It can't get any easier than that. There's the master system. All the like wheel art at the top. Again, you can go into the batch files and change it so that you can have the wheel down the side, the left hand side if you want, rather than going along the top. And that's it really. I mean, I don't want to make this video too long, because I mean, you've all seen emulators, but I just wanted to point out how good this one is. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, there's a Discord group as well, which I've joined, and that sort of keeps you up to date on the latest releases and what they're planning to do. And if you've got questions, you can ask them about it. But I'm just amazed by it. I'm amazed that it works as well as it does. So for someone that's wanting to get into this, and it's just like it's the perfect starting point. If you've got a PC, I mean, you don't even, like I said, you don't even have to have the ROMs or the emulators, because it comes with everything. You just leave it, it automatically just skips along and randomly goes on different types of games. But yeah, the guys there have done an absolutely amazing job. I'm well impressed with it. I've not come across a game yet that I've tried and has not worked. I'll just show you as well, when you go into the, for instance, an arcade game. Pick that. Excuse me. So if you hold down the left and right triggers on the analog sticks, you go into the sort of menu options. So this is where you can sort of change controls, dip switches. Click on game history, tells you about the game. And all that. Game cheats. I mean, it's I can't fault it. I really can't fault it. It's easily one of the best front ends I've ever used. Purely because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Again, they're all sort of, there's no disc-based games on here as well, so I can't see it being taxing. It'll pretty much run and out, I would imagine. N64 you might have problems with, but that's just N64 in general. It's not a very good. It's still to this day not emulated great. Even on a really powerful PC, you'll still have problems with it. But yeah, like I said, I'll put all links in the description to where you can download it and stuff. I'll actually just show you now. Just quit out of this. That's the folder there, you see. Zip it, you get all that. Yeah. Click on the no bezel. In wheel art, and you just double click on these batch files and it runs it. You get to a point where you messed about with it and you've done something wrong, or you don't like it and you don't want to go back to how it were. Do is restore default, double click on that one, load that batch file, everything comes back to normal. Well, you want, whether you want curvature scan lines or curvature no scan lines, and you just go through and again, for people that have never set up front ends and emulators, this is unbelievable. The fact you can just click on this option and it does it. The amount of work that saves you. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. They've gone above and beyond. Make this as simple and as plug and play as possible. And then the rest of them. And again, I think there's other little things in there if you want to remap joysticks and stuff, but I've not gone into it. There's another little file that tells you how to even add your own ROMs if there's a game missing, how to add the ROM and add the artwork. And again, that's it seems straightforward enough. It doesn't seem to be that tricky. But if you want to download it, this is where you want to come to. It's Arcade Punks. You want to go to front ends, other front ends, and it's the packed 2 version. Again, you've got light, you've got gold, and all that means is less games, basically. In the packed version, you get all the games, all the systems, and they're separated into different systems. So like you click on Mega Drive, you get all the Mega Drive games. You click on Super Nintendo. In the gold, light, and micro, it's just one massive list of games. They're just all mixed together. And the smaller you go, the less games you get in it. I think gold's like 1,500 games. and then it just goes down to 800 and blah blah blah. But you want the packed version. Like I said, version 3 is coming out soon, and they're going to add more emulators. So like PlayStation's added, and again, the next one's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, and again, if it works as well as this one has, which there's no reason why it won't. I mean, it's just incredible. The fact that you can just download it and it will work. Again, it's a torrent file, so you just download the torrent file. You'll get a little file. It'll take a couple of seconds, and then you just drag and drop that into your BitTorrent thing, like uTorrent, and just let it download. 46 gigabyte. It didn't take long at all. But then again, I suppose that depends on your internet connection. But yeah, if you want everything, you want to go for the packed version. You could try the light versions first if you wanted to. Just go for a smaller version to get a run out. But I went for the packed one. Like I said though, number 3's meant to be dropping around December time. But yeah, I mean, there's some really good stuff on this website actually. If you want ROM packs and everything. But like I said, if you download the packed version, you get everything with it. And then it's just a case of unzipping it, double clicking it. As long as you've got an Xbox 360 pad or an Xbox One pad, you're good to go. That's it. You've no need for any of these little plug and play consoles anymore. Again, highly recommend it. If you've never been into emulation and front ends and you didn't really want to mess about, or you've got your emulators and you just go into the emulators individually because you don't want to sort of configure a front end and stuff like that, then this is the way to go, because it literally is. You download it, unzip it, and you're off and running. Everything's there, all the artwork's there, it's all configured, all set up. And if you want to change things, it's just a case of double clicking on a batch, loading a batch file, and you're golden. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments if you check it out and what you think of it. And like I said, just keep an eye on it, because it's just going to get bigger and bigger. Cheers for watching. As always, thanks for listening, and if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, feel free to like and comment, and why not check out a previous video. Cheers for watching.